again. All right. So 5-weight rod. This is just a weight forward fly line. Oftentimes, and I think I've done that in some of my different videos, as well as what do you call it, Q&A sessions, as well as I believe I put it in one of my blog posts. Someone was asking about, starting out fly fishing. And one of the things I always said was, if you're going to go start fly fishing and you're setting up your gear, start with the fly line first. What are you fishing for? Get the right weight of fly line. I prefer the weight forward floating when I'm starting out. And what do you call it? And then pick the rod. All right. And then after that, pick the reel. And there's been times I did several videos where I am fishing quality fly line, so $9 fly rod, no reel, and I'm doing just as good. And you can see how often I'm using the reel right now. I'm just kind of dropping the line. I tend not to fight them on the reel unless it's a big one. And from a reel perspective, I'm an Echo Ion fly reel guy, to the point I bought the whole set. So the 2-3 all the way to 10-12 weight, I went ahead and got them. I used the 10-12 and the 8-10 for some two-handed switch rod casting. And then I used the 7-9 and the 7-9 for a 6-weight switch rod that I use. I took up a switch rod because I hurt my shoulder one year and I couldn't lift my fly rod above my shoulder. Couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. I had injured it. But then I found out if I got a switch rod, I could use my body, tuck the butt of the switch rod under my arm, and just use my body to control the fly line and all that. And I was still fishing. So yeah, doctor said I couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. I didn't say I couldn't stop fishing. Workarounds, All right, let's go ahead and do this. Never try fly fishing. I feel like I need someone to teach me the technique. Oh yeah, I learned how to fly fish reading a book way back when at the public library, and they were talking about silk line and all this other stuff. And then eventually I just went and bought one and just started learning. Never took the classes, never got certified, but I did get certified by Texas Parks and Wildlife to be a basic fly fishing instructor. So I've done some of those for, it's all volunteer work. But there's certainly a lot of folks who are certified that can hook you up in how to fly fish. For me, I just kind of, how do you know you're fly fishing correctly when you're catching fish? I'm not a purist. I did show one individual the other day, though, that when you're fly fishing, your line can tell you a lot about how you are casting. Classic case that I see is when someone is doing this cast where they're just kind of doing this lazy back and forth movement when they're casting their fly, sort of like this. What happens is there's not enough speed in the back cast and the fly line for it to cast. All right. So if I do one of these lazy looping casts, you'll see how it'll just kind of dump in front of me. Instead, you want this short back cast, forward cast, boom, and it just kind of pops out there. Just like that. And I do like this rod, even though I haven't used it in a while. It's a heavier one compared to the one that I use currently, a 6-weight TFO that has a nice lightweight feel to it. And then the Redington Classic Trout, that's the other one I used for the longest time, a 5-weight. And then I retired it because I just had caught a striped bass, 9-inch striped bass, landed them after a good fight. And then right after that, I had a bigger one take and he spooled me and I could not turn him. Pulled the rod over, it doubled over, and I could not turn him. He just kept taking out line. And ever since then, I went to a 6-weight to include the TFO as well as the switch rod that I use. So if you'll see me head out to the local tail race, Denison Dam, and you'll see me fly fishing there. A lot of times you'll see me with that 6-weight or with that switch rod. I think the last ones I posted was when we went there in November during Thanksgiving and was able to do a little fishing there, and I was using a switch rod. And then before that, October, I was out fishing with the TFO from fly fishing from a kayak. So if you get a chance to take a look at those videos, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to the fly rods I'm using.